Hi there Pokefans, I am your humble host Charles Fan and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. Now we've just defeated the flying gym leader over there, Skylar, that was her name. And now I think we are going to get onto the plane and fly to our next location. Okay, so this is the boarding person getting all of our details. I think that is what is happening. Okay, so this is cargo services. Okay, so we can't actually get on here just yet. Short peak might come in handy at some point. So she wanted to trade or something. Oh no, she told us something about the trade. Interesting. So how are we supposed to board the plane? We don't actually want to go that way. I think we are missing something over here. Wasn't Skylar supposed to catch up to us and then give us the opportunity somehow with the help of Professor Sycamore, I think it was. What was that professor's name? Anyway, with her help, we are supposed to travel to the next location via flying. So this is where this comes into play. We now will have an Oricorio. It is a lowland Pokemon, but because of regional regulations, it looks like an Emolga, but it's an Oricorio. Understand now? This is an Oricorio. And this is the moves it has. If you look at this moves over here and you see Oricorio's moves, I've highlighted it over here. Oricorio can learn Fly and U-turn. So those are the very two attacks I edited onto this Emolga to simulate Oricorio. And Oricorio has a Pokemon specific attack that changes with its typing. Now I could have taken this Pokemon right here with this edit over here, but I decided to go for Oricorio because the legendary I'm after is a different legendary. So this is what happened over here. Okay, so let's just travel up this road over here and see what is to be seen. Damn. Come on. I fell off the bloody walkway and now I have to fight this deerling, which I am not interested in fighting. You will notice that I already have a team of 6 over here, but that does not include my legendary. That is because this team of 6 has to take me through the whole game and up to the point where I am able to capture my legendary Pokemon, at which point I'm obligated to do the after game a lot of the after game, and then do the Elite Four and the Champion again, because only at that point do you get your name put into the Elite Four register, not Elite Four, the Champions register. Along with your Pokemon gets registered. You and the Pokemon that defeated the game for you. Meaning that they did the fighting and you did the commanding and the training. Okay, Lantern. What are you gonna do against a ground type? Okay, Water Gun will probably be the best attack I have against the ground type. Even if that ground type is partly water type as well. Water type attacks work fairly well against the ground type, even with the combination of the water type attached to it. It's not as good as a pure ground type, and nowhere near as good as a ground and rock type. But as you saw over there, water type attacks still damage your water ground types. The Shelmet. Shelmet is a bug type, and it may very well also be a steel type. But I think this is the pre-evolution, so it has not yet gained the steel typing. Which means that Fly ought to do quite well. So Oricorio goes for a Fly. That takes care of this Shelmet quite well. I should have renamed this Pokemon, given it the nickname, so that you can't get confused with reading the name over there. This seems to be quite an efficient strategy over here. It's just a pity this Colipede survived the attack. Okay, for crying out loud, I should have gone for Fly again. That would have wasted the Protect turn. Instead I had to do 2 attacks now. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, let's just go over there. Not beat around the bush. Now if I was going to get Zapdos as my legendary, I would have climbed that tower again and edited into that animation where you hit the gong and then it appears. Or I would have just edited to be there and then edited so that you just enter the battle, and then after the battle you're just standing over there, giving the illusion that I captured it on that tower over there. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think that would have been a better legendary to use in the first place, and also in the second place a better way to incorporate the legendary. And then also comment if you think that I'm going too far and beyond what is necessary to beat the game using only electric type Pokemon. Meaning that I could just end after defeating N and whatever the villain's name is with these bunch of Pokemon. But that would not enter any of my Pokemon into the Champions Cup or the Champions Pokemon or any of that, and neglected to take me to the Champions Chamber after I defeated him. Okay, so Super Repel. Let's see if this works. I managed to dodge all of these clowns over here. Twisted Mountain. Sharon, what are you doing? Okay, so the bugger wants to fight me. I don't actually want to fight him just yet. I mean, I've been fighting him so many times, I don't actually feel like fighting him anymore. And luckily the matchup is quite favorable. Granted, it will almost always be favorable if he starts with a flying type, because we have exclusively electric types. He goes for Air Slash. Somehow that Barry and Pheasant survived a Thunderbolt or Thunder Shock. I think Thunder Shock is slightly weaker than Thunderbolt. It might be able to survive. Well, evidently it did survive that attack. Should I learn Pin Missile? I like Pin Missile. Yeah, I think in the place of Sand Attack, Pin Missile will work quite well, especially against Dark types and Psychic types and Grass types. Granted, the Flying type attacks and the Fire type attacks would be much stronger against Grass types, but that is how things are. Okay, he goes for a detect probably. No, that was not a detect, that was something that lowered my defense. This battle is not all going my way. Okay, he goes for another Flame Burst. Does Water Gun auto take him out? Okay, so Flame Burst attacks everybody in a triple battle, especially if the Pokemon attack the middle Pokemon with the Flame Burst, and everyone is affected in a double battle. You do what? This charge ought to be sufficient, although Stunfisk does have a disadvantage since he is a ground type. That was quite effective. Luckily, Stunfisk survived that. Unfortunately, Dewott also survived that. I am not so happy with that idea. And now he's in a torrent range, or whatever that water type attack is, or ability is, that increases the power of water type attacks. He goes for Aqua Jet. Priority attack. Luckily that didn't do all that much. It heals up a little bit with leftovers. I'm going for a Volt Switch. Now Oricorio can also learn Volt Switch, I'm fairly certain about that. If just go back on this video and look at that chart I put up, it ought to say on there whether or not it can. Okay, Electabuzz is next. Oh, Fluffy. Okay, Liepard comes in for him, so I need to use a low kick. That'll do the job. He goes for a Fake Out, making me flinch, which irritates the crap out of me, and missing my turn to attack, but the second low kick takes him out in a single attack. Okay, so I have defeated Sharon over here. Ah, that's Alder. That is the champion I'm after. How N managed to defeat him I don't know, because his Pokemon are flippin' strong. Especially when you finally reach him. Granted, the entire Elite Four is bloody strong when you have to fight them again to get to him. So while we were busy walking around doing our thing, they trained up as well. And that led to a miserable experience. Okay, so we get a Surf. Okay, Lantern can learn Surf. That'll be much more efficient than Water Gun. So I was supposed to do this detour over here in order to reach this area. So I'm completely wrong. I'm in the wrong game over here. I don't get to fly anywhere with Skylar and Professor Sycamore. Okay, let's teach Lantern Surf. Stunfisk can also learn Surf. I'm not too happy about that, but he's a fish, so he can learn Surf. Now granted, I am using Stunfisk over here because he was the only electric and ground type I could get. If I didn't use him over here, I would use him in my fish playthrough. as it is, I might use the other version of Stunfisk, the Steel type. I just don't remember exactly what typing he is for my fish playthrough. And on that note, I still have a poll up. If you guys would please consider looking at that poll and voting on this poll to tell me which of those two groups of Pokemon you consider to be a fish, those two groups of starters. One of those two groups of starters, in your opinion, ought to contain a Pokemon that can be vaguely classified as a fish. Okay, we're switching out to Lantern over here because of Boldora is a rock type. I think is a pure rock type. Now let's do our surf. Now this Boldora probably has sturdy. Yep, it has sturdy. I am not happy about the fact that he has sturdy. That gives him an attack that he doesn't rightly have a right to. That is what I meant. Okay, let's... we're going to heal up. Because all of the attacks we have, except Surf, is going to damage Lantern as well. Or doesn't do anything to Boldora. Granted, now that gives him the opportunity to set up a light screen. But now we're going to do takedown. That shouldn't do too much damage because we didn't do that much damage to him, and I was correct, it only did 1 point of damage to us. So I may as well have done it to start off with. Especially since I'm switching out over here. Could have healed up in the time of peace. Oh yeah, I made Amalga a shiny to emphasize the fact that he is Oricorio. Okay, that hardly does any damage to that girder, whereas his Rock Slide does an amazing amount of damage to us because we are 4 times weak to Rock Slide. Once for the flying type and once for the electric type. We've defeated this hiker. Now to heal up a bit, I think. Or maybe we're first going to go through this cave over here. Now this is a wretched cave system. Do I have any... there's a fresh water over there. Do I have any potions? There's a hyper potion. But I only have 4. Okay. Oricorio, you get healed up first. Because you're the weakest. And then Stunfisk. That is 2 of my 4 potions gone. Now, the reason this is a hateful cave system is the fact that I'm always having to fight people I don't want to fight. I would much rather dodge them at this point in time. And the main reason for that is not because I want to avoid the experience it gives you, although by necessity you will probably avoid it if you manage to dodge all of the trainers in here. But the fact is that the next Pokemon Center is so far away that if you white out over here, you get set back so far that it is very, very irritating. Okay, there's a item over here. It's a full heal. Not a full restore, not a potion, just a full heal. Now full heals are useful. I've demonstrated that a few times in my previous playthroughs. Damn. I should have gone slower. Maybe I could have dodged this hiker over here. He has 3 Pokemon. And he starts off with a Woobat, which is a Psychic and a Flying type. Okay, Thundershock ought to do the trick over here, taking advantage of his flying weakness. Okay, who's next? Boldor. Okay, Stunfisk, you can come up because you can also attack a rock type. Okay, you're gonna attack with Earth Power. Oh, Mud Bomb. That might be useful. That also takes into Sturdy. It doesn't really matter because I would have had to. It would have been a 2-hit attack in any case, regardless. Okay, do another Mud Bomb. That takes care of Boldor over there. And that also brings us to level 32. And Dynamo gets 616 experience. Okay, Girder is next. Okay, Oricorio. This is almost the exclusive reason, besides flying about, that I have you for. To deal with fighting type Pokemon. And Fly is one of the strongest attacks that I have. Sky attack would be much stronger, but it makes you. It loses you your flying type ability for 1 turn. It's a 2-turn attack. But it's the opposite of Fly. I don't know how the animation would work, or how it would work in real life to do a sky attack, because by definition you have to be up in the sky. Okay, so I've defeated him. I wonder to what extent I can dodge this Surveilling lady. I managed to dodge her. That was kind of stressful. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you and goodbye.